Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Maria, and today I thought I would do an energy reading. I haven't done one in a really long time. I think I actually avoided them, to be fair, for a long time because I didn't feel like I was in a place to really feel confident in my ability to share. So we're back, and I'm grateful to be in a position where I have people like you tuning in and supporting my content. So thank you for being here. I first want to say that right now is a time to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the self abandonment. Forgive yourself for not being able to have boundaries in the places that you felt like you needed boundaries. Or looking back, you could see where boundaries might have been actually beneficial, but instead you allowed yourself to find false security in the things that you saw as potential places to gain, I don't know, a place to live or money or some sort of identity. Like you were giving a lot to a situation so that you could be validated in like who you were or uh, the value that you bring. And you're recognizing now that in those moments, you were essentially betraying parts of yourself, and not in the sense of like actively and consciously pushing away parts of yourself, but you were using parts of yourself to seem okay, to seem like you had everything put together and that everything was solid and everything was structurally sound when in reality it wasn't. And because it felt like it looked good, but it still felt unfulfilling. It still felt like the thing that you're meant for has like you kind of already experienced it. You've already met it, or you've like met them or had the opportunity, and your sense of needing a stronger identity caused you to move away from this other thing. And so you invested into this like false sense of stability. But you're now realizing that even though that this place validated a part of your identity, it didn't see all of you and it never actually was able to deeply appreciate it because these things couldn't meet you at the depth that you were actually wanting to be met. It's kind of the energy. It's like you weren't seeing your own value innately just by being you. And it caused you to search elsewhere because you didn't trust that you would be able to, on your own, give yourself that security, give yourself that the money, the finances, the solid foundation. Just like I think of like earth energy or whatever that may be. But you didn't trust yourself to be able to provide that. And you essentially said, okay, I don't trust myself to do that. So I'm going to go outsource that. And I see all these opportunities. I'm going to cling on to them because I don't know if I can get security without them. And hopefully that I can gain the security through these things. And then I don't have to actually like either they'll meet me where I'm at or I'll be able to like gain my own security and leave. So that was kind of the energy, but it didn't work out that way. It more was like, oh, still not trusting myself to be able to do this on my own. And it's like, just like kept going and going and going and going until you're now at a place where you can be more decisive. You can be more aware of what you've created, the things that you've pushed away, the things that are now gone that would have been serving to you. You're aware of how you avoided particular parts of yourself or used them, betrayed them, manipulated them to be more well liked or well received or supported in order to gain in return, but you never actually gained in return. You thought that these things were gonna be reciprocal, and to some degree they were. Like, they didn't feel bad. The image of them isn't bad. It's like, uh, from the outside, it all looks good, but it still feels not fulfilling. So you're either having to or you've had to make a choice on what you're gonna do because you realize, like, this is not actually where I thought I was gonna be right now. This is not where I wanted to end up. This is not, the intention I had when investing into these things. And these aren't, like, small things. Like, these could be things, like, from your past. Like, these are long-term things that you've held onto or that you've had or relationships that you've had for a long time, but you're recognizing that the moment that you choose yourself, the moment that you choose to be in a position of, claiming what you know is true for you and being honest without having to justify yourself, there's potential for those things to not be there anymore. And I think that's where the fear comes in, is that security. Because if those things aren't secure, that's where you've been gaining a sense of security. And so without them, you have to be able to trust yourself to provide that for yourself. Um, there are some things that you will need to that you've either decided, like I said, or that you'll need to do to ensure that you are creating this environment of security for yourself and validating yourself and actually doing what feels true. So I don't know, but you might be going back to those past situations. You might be wanting to revisit those things with that version of yourself, and you're not sure if that version of yourself, it could be external, I don't know, but you don't know if that version of yourself is going to forgive you because you've abandoned yourself for so long. But you now see, like, okay, this part of me actually has all the tools that I needed. It was everything that I wanted. It was everything that I feared. Did it make sense? No. Did my intuition know what it was doing? Yes, but I was scared that it wouldn't provide. Is kind of what I'm hearing. Um, and if this is external, it could be external. I don't know. But the thing is you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know what happens in that situation until you decide if that's something you wanna pursue and do it. Like, have this conversation with yourself or have this, um, conversation with someone or revisit the opportunity that you didn't take earlier. You're not gonna know the answer. The hardest part, though, is gonna be that you have to let go of those other things first. You have to be willing to choose yourself in those situations, first. And when I say choose yourself, I mean choose what resonates on a feeling level, not just on a physical, visible level. You have to be able to let that go first, or else these things aren't actually an option for you. I do feel like I don't feel like going back is gonna be easy for you, like coming back to yourself. I don't think it's gonna be easy for you. I don't think it's gonna be something that happens really, like, the solidity of it isn't gonna really happen fast. You might move quite quickly toward it, but, um, it doesn't mean that it's all gonna come together really fast. But I would say that you have a pretty good chance of it, working out, if that's what you choose. But free will, I don't know. I can't predict. I can predict for you that I'm pretty certain if you go back to yourself and you tell yourself that, look, I abandoned you and I really want to work this out. I want to be in a place where we can actually connect and be in, like, inner union with myself. I think that you have a really good opportunity in that to solidify your own self alignment and self fulfillment. Um, And I believe that in doing that, you'll see it externally unfold. Yeah. I just sense a lot of fear, but doing it anyway. Like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Or I don't think that this is gonna come out perfectly, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Or I don't know how I'm ever gonna be able to forgive myself for this, but I'm willing to try. I know that this part is really mad at myself, really angry at myself, really frustrated with myself, but I want to work on giving myself the opportunity to actually be recognized in that. I want to be able to provide clarity for myself and a space to like feel that frustration. Um, yeah, let me know if it resonates. I will say, like, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that aren't clear. Whatever you think is happening is not probably what's fully happening. Like your intuition knows, but it doesn't know everything. So what I'm mostly getting at is like what you see physically. So your intuition might know something, but what you see like maybe on social media or like those things, those aren't telling the whole story. So just be aware of that. I would say trust your intuition over what you see physically at this time. So, um, yeah, but there was a deep like severing, like where there's a part of you that's like, you're not receiving what I'm saying. You're not allowing me to build this structure so that we can even receive. You're just assuming that what I have to offer is not what you're looking for, that I can't give that to you. Like this inner just like frustration of like, you're just not, you continuously let me down and then use me for your own validation. And you don't appreciate me. You don't like this is like if we were talking to yourself, there's this like element to that. Like there's this part of yourself that's like inward and like wanted to do all the good things and wanted to like create this life for you. But there's this other part that was like, but everything that you're saying sounds good, but I don't really know if that's realistic. Like I have all this security here. I'm gonna invest in that because I don't know if I trust what you're saying. And now it's like coming back. It's like, okay, like I really messed up. And then there's this like frustration of like, when I say no, it means no. When we have to set boundaries, we set boundaries. Like more structure is needed in order for that part of you to like come back and see the effects. Like if this part of you that's coming back is not going to be able to see the effects of how you can provide for yourself if you're not listening to yourself. If you think that you know better out of the fear, because there's this part of you that's like, I know that what I say doesn't make sense. It's not conventional. It's not something tangible, but I know we're going to be fine and you have to be able to trust me. And anyway, okay, I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot of beautiful energy here. I feel like it all is going to work out. There's just decisiveness that needs to happen, bravery for sure. Like fear it, but do it anyway. Know that know yourself enough to know that that you love yourself enough to like be able to keep that openness and forgiveness and self-compassion. So sending you so much love. Thank you for returning for these energy ratings. And I'll see you next time.